Imagine this. Born and raised in LA, you refuse to align yourself with the stigma of street life. You move to Las Vegas for college and discover it's more of a business without the ability to amplify your entrepreneurship. On a quest to achieve more, you venture into the hustle of insurance. But thinking outside the box is who you are. So the journey leads you to fully tap into your creative and develop a true brand for the culture. Today's guest will walk us down how retiring a drug dealer can get you on Forbes. This is The Plug, people lending us game.
I am the plug. I am the plug. I am the plug. I am the plug.
Welcome to another episode of The Plug. I'm your host, Henry Crockett.
Andrea B.
I am Nick Bean. What's good?
Well, first of all, we cannot start this show without saying welcome back.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we missed you.
I know. I had to.
You had to
Money
get that
called,
bag. Get that bag.
So I had to dip out for a little bit.
So when money calls, what exactly does that look like?
I had events and things that I had to handle. We'll get into it. But I do got to give a special shout out to Valentino and Sasha and you guys for holding it down.
Yeah,
in
we
my
did what we
absence.
could for you. Yeah, in your absence.
So
yeah.
Thank you.
We
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So you were in Cali?
I went to Cali. Well, yeah. No, I think Did I start here with Urban? Or did I go to Cali first?
Well, no, we had
I don't even know.
billboards.
Okay, yeah. So I went to Cali first. Yeah, so we had billboards.
Okay, how was that?
That was good. We were out there. So one of the clients that I manage is Carl Lamar. He's the senior hip hop editor at Billboard. Shout out to Carl.
Okay,
So anything Billboard related or music related, I'm generally probably with him or the artist, one of the two. With this one specifically, I was out there with him, just covering the award show. I didn't actually go to the show. I was doing some other stuff behind the scenes, but he did. He went and handled that, and it was good.
Yeah.
But awards are still weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're still kind of coming out of COVID, but
Right.
things are up and running, so.
Yeah. Well, I think that's great for the show because, earlier in our other episodes, we talked about what it's like at these shows. So
Yeah.
the fact that you had to go be there for work,
Yeah.
you can give us that inside scoop on how weird it was.
It was a weird vibe because usually I get excited for like award season, right? Because it's like not for the show, but just for like
All of the
there's all the
atmosphere,
events and
yeah.
like all the industry stuff. But like it was not a lot of house parties, so that people don't got to deal with
The clubs and stuff. Yeah.
and the
rules.
COVIDs and
Yeah,
the
wearing
testing
masks,
and all that.
yeah.
Yeah. So because they're still masked up right now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think it's until a couple more days or something like that. So.
I don't celebrate California.
He said, "Yeah, mask been off." Of that,
Yeah,
so
right.
Come to Vegas.
But yeah, so that was that, and then I came back here to open Urban Necessities.
Hold on, no. You back up,
Okay,
because
sorry.
you had billboards, and then you were on a video shoot.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
The same day I opened the store.
Hey, that video-
Yeah, you got to
That
talk
video
about the
was
video
hot,
shoot.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know I've
Whose video
teased
shoot?
you guys.
Whose video shoot?
Well, wait, let me rewind.
Okay.
So Smiles is my artist.
Okay, shout out to
Shout
Smiles.
He is the happiest yellow rapper you will ever see ever. And he is my client. And he has got this sick crib in West Hollywood. I mean,
Word.
we're talking a lazy river that runs through the pool, a
Shit.
yellow room, a studio. I mean, you name it, it's in that compound.
I was in debate with somebody. Is that where Taste was shot?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
I think it was.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a lot of videos that have been
Right.
shot there. But that particular day, we were shooting Yo Gotti's new video for Drop featuring the baby.
Hey,
And that
saw
video
that
is dope.
footage.
That video.
That
is
foot,
dope.
hey, I saw the BTS. I was like, whoa. I'm like, I was almost about to text Dre like, hey, we didn't get the invite. The plug ain't get the invite. Like, what's going on with that? But anyway, you was on the video shoot.
It was. I didn't get to stay for the whole thing because I had to come back to Vegas. But yeah, I mean, the shoot went well. They were kind enough. Yo Gotti really took Smiles kind of under his wing, him and his management team. So Smiles was in the video, and then they came down
Pardon me in the
afterward to the
background.
Yellow Room and we did what's called the Smiles Sessions, which is like his a bunch of these celebrities come up and do these pop-up performances or come kick it in the yellow room, which is like Smiles is like infamous room for like TikTokers and stuff. So they came in, did their, kicked it. Black Youngsta and 42 Doug went to the studio at Smiles' crib and recorded some stuff. So there was a lot that came out of it. So, and we're heading to Rolling Loud next with like kind of that team. So I'm hoping some more things come down the pipeline with that.
Then you had to hop on that plane.
Then that same day, I hopped back on the plane to come to Vegas to open Urban Necessities with JayZ Lopez and his wife Joni Lopez, who are the OGs. If you're in the sneaker game, you've heard the name, you've heard the store. But yeah, I mean, this was just a really dope story, and I know Access the Plug happened to show up that day too.
We were there.
That's right. Well, I was attending the business meeting in LA as well, so unfortunately I wasn't able to make the grand opening, and I was a little hurt by it, but I know. That Henry and Daryl held it all the way down. It was. Benny the Butcher was there. Yeah, Bun B was there. Yeah. Chop was there.
Yeah. We got them all.
Yeah. Here we got all of them. So
it was lit.
You already know we got that access footage coming soon.
It is. And my favorite part of the whole story, and I won't give too much away because I know we're going to have them on at some point, but let's just say this is like a real like 360 story of JayZ and where he started from extremely humble beginnings to now, and Caesars played a role in that all the way through, which they didn't even really know that they did. So the fact that he's opening a store at Forum Shops, and this is his flagship store, and it's really as hot as it is it's a dope story. So I'm excited to get them on the couch to
definitely
talk
full
about
circle story.
Listen,
a very full circle story.
We all love full circle stories. We love the entrepreneurial stories, right? Yep. And speaking of which, we ain't gonna take up too much more time. Because our next guest has a crazy entrepreneurial story. And we ain't gonna hold it up too much more longer. I think this was water.
It's time to go to the bar.
You're right, my favorite segment.
Drink, but I'm gonna enjoy drinking with.
Yeah, I think he's gonna want to listen to some of my ideas I got.
If we just head over to the bar and just get those drinks with Drea,
I think that's a good place to start.
Maybe we can figure out whether or not he want to hear those ideas.
And this isn't like Shark Tank, you know what I mean? Like we're not here to like pitch stories.
No. Like I got a hat, like stop talking. That shit's gonna be fire.
Okay. You know what? That's what you should do. Let's go to Drinks with Drea.
Hi guys.
Hello.
I'm so excited to be back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Hi.
Drea, let me introduce you.
I'll give you a hug. Nice to meet you. Good.
I didn't get my hug too.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
Have a seat,
let me get you guys your drink.
Now listen, Plug Crew. Pay attention to how everything gonna look when this guy shows up, cause he's big on the aesthetics. So with him and Nick Beam on the show today, like things are just got the eye
are gonna
look
amazing.
Look
apparently.
Like, you already know, man. Creators like aesthetics.
Okay. Well, I have some aesthetic water for both of us while we chop it up.
I'm not even mad at that. When I was fasting, I wasn't drinking. I was all for it. I know you was against it, but it's good to see y'all cleansing y'all.
We are. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, your insides. But
mandatory.
Me and Henry gonna head back over to the couch. Y'all go ahead, chop it up, and we'll meet you over there.
All right, sounds good. Let me go. All right, here's our fancy water.
Which one's mine?
They're the same, I think.
Okay.
Props to Bloom and Jackson for the aesthetic water. But we're gonna talk about. So, I know why I'm non-alcoholic right now, but why are you non-alcoholic right now?
Well, alcohol is not really something It's not something I do all the time.
Okay.
I mean, I'm more of a social, probably less than that. So, what would you call somebody who drink less than social?
Just like.
It just depends.
Depends on the atmosphere, the mood, the party.
Right. So, I mean, alcohol is not really like
your thing.
It's not really to me it's nasty.
Okay.
Honestly. But every now and then when my boys come in town, we'll have a good time, but it's not like my main thing.
Do you have any vices that you like? It doesn't have to necessarily be like a drink or food, but like, is there anything that like helps you relax or you're really into that's a vice for you?
Nah.
No. Okay.
I actually try not to be dependent on anything. I kind of like to do everything like natural and organic.
Okay. Do you have what about non body food related things? Are you into shopping or cars or traveling? Is there
secretly my hobby. I've always been in a car since a kid, so cars is something I do look at and very like do research on new cars, different cars, like just cool cars. It's something that I really like. But outside of that, of course, like to shop, cook.
Oh, okay. He gonna be cooking.
Yeah.
So what are you cooking? If I'm coming over to your spot to kick it and you making your dish, what is it? What's your go-to?
I would probably see. It depends. Like what do you actually like? I gotta ask that first. Are you allergic to certain foods?
Okay.
What don't you eat? Stuff like that.
Okay. What if I'm open? Like I like everything. No allergies.
I would probably go with the stuffed salmon, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some stuff.
Okay.
We pulling up on his spot real soon. So are you born and raised here?
No. I'm originally from California, LA.
Oh, okay. So did you do like high school in LA, like all the way through, or?
Yeah, all the way through. I moved out here when I was an adult.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
And then ended up staying. Went to school out here for a little bit, and then stopped going. And liked Vegas. Took a liking to it. Cost of living's low. It's dope out here. It's cool. And then plus, when you think about it, everybody comes to Vegas. You never really have to go visit nobody because they always here. And that's like almost every weekend you always got somebody coming to town. So it just kind of worked out. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
But are you from? Because I didn't know this until I moved to LA. Like. You say, I'm from LA, but that could mean a lot of different things.
You can be
so
from,
what do you claim? What part of LA?
See, it depends. My mom stayed on 21st in Arlington, and then my grandmother kind of moved around, but the bulk of my family on my dad's side stayed in Nickerson Gardens, which is Watts.
Oh,
so I
okay.
spent a lot of my time over there. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying, in the summers and weekends and stuff like that. And then my mom, of course, she stayed in 21st in Arlington, so I was kind of like back and forth. Then my mom moved from there to Palmdale, which everybody does that.
Right.
And then, my dad went to jail. And,
Okay. But Watts, that's like, when I hear Watts, I think the hood. I don't know that.
No, it is a hood.
Okay.
No, not think the hood.
Okay.
That's exactly what you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was as dangerous at that time. Like.
No, it's still dangerous. Yeah, it's not a good place.
It's not a joke.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I feel like it's the hard part, and California is very confusing to me. Like I come from like Seattle and New York, and it's very like prominent. You know what the bad area and like not bad area is. California was like, I feel like I could turn down the wrong road and might be in a bad
California
area.
streets. Like,
Right.
Your street might not be a hood. The next street will be a hood. You know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
these two hoods might not be getting along, and then you caught. So
Be careful.
Very, yeah. Be cautious. Be
Okay.
careful. Yeah. But,
So were you a Nipsey Hussle fan?
yeah.
Okay.
I really like Nip. I like what he meant. You know what I'm saying? I like what he stood on. I liked his substance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he was authentic, like to the core.
Right.
He was really Nip. You know what I'm saying? And I related to him so much because of where he came from. You know what I'm saying? My mom didn't stay too far from that area. That's the Crenshaw district. You know what I'm saying? So it's not too far from Slauson Swap Meet. My grandmother, even right now, she stays on 54th and Hoover.
Oh, okay.
Which is not too far from
No,
here. You know
not
what
at
I'm
all.
saying? So, and then my mom, a lot of her family stayed in the jungle. So that's right over there in the Crenshaw Plaza.
Oh, okay.
So I understood Nip was a real one.
Right.
To me,
And he was one of the ones that like kind of put your guys' area specifically in LA on the map, like that
Well,
area.
everybody knew about Crenshaw. It's
yeah.
a prominent area. It's like a landmark. It is a landmark. You know what I'm saying? But he was I think he is the first artist to come from that area and really like be as big as he was. Nip was big. He still is to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely a Nipsey Hussle fan and always was a Nipsey Hussle fan.
For sure. Let's bring it to Vegas real quick before we take it back to the couch. Where am I finding you in Las Vegas to kick it? Like, what are your spots? What can you tell our audience of like if they're coming to Vegas or coming to kick it with you? Where are we going?
Depends. You got Bloom. Bloom is more like the lounge kind of local vibe. Then you got Dre's. You got the pools. You got Daylight.
Okay.
You got Excess, you got EBC.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, Vegas is such a wide variety of things that you can do here. I can't just be like, oh, we going here because it's like I kind of want to kind of show them everything because everywhere is kind of a vibe to me. I think Vegas it's like a buffet of clubs.
It really
buffet
is.
of everything and anything you can think of to do. I think Vegas just has it. You know what I'm saying? Vegas has that life if that's what you're into.
Right. Okay, so you're gonna see him at the pool parties. Okay, we're gonna take it back to the couch because I might have heard that you made some Forbes lists and some media. So I feel like the guys want to delve into your Forbes background.
Yeah, I did a little bit.
Okay, we're gonna get into that. But let's cheers it up and take a water back to the couch.
Hey, okay, cheers. All right.
So we're here on the couch, and we have the infamous Mr. Wayne.
Wayne is the GOAT.
Yo, what's poppin'?
So, like, Drea, where we leave off at the drinks? Let's get us caught up.
We just left off like his background and what he's into when he's not working. But I feel like
never not working though.
no, he is. But tell me though, you don't have to like get like a little time for yourself to be with your friends.
It's always a balance, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's always
work hard, play hard.
You need balance, you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to play too hard because you don't want to jeopardize nothing.
Fair.
Yeah.
You gotta that work hard, play hard is a kind of a teetering.
Fine line.
Yeah, fine line. You gotta walk that fine line real fine.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
I feel
understood.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Now, we look at how you define yourself, and I always like to think that like people believe who they are by the way they define themselves, and through Instagram, your handle is the creator, right? So when you were thinking of that, like, what is it that you describe yourself when you think of Wayne being the creator? How do you describe yourself in that manner?
Well, yeah, naturally I'm a creative, right? But I'm a creator of my own destiny. I'm a creator of, my own path, my own journey of whatever it is that I choose to do, manifest. So technically we're all casually creators. It's just some of us fail to own it. So we just tend to point the fingers at a lot of other people because we feel like they hold the remote to our lives and they don't.
I will tell our audience this. Like, one of the biggest pet peeves of some people sometimes is their way of thinking. But when I tell you, this guy, like, specifically thinks out every thought and every word spoken, like, it's to a gem. And, like, when I think about that and think about that, that's who you are naturally, where do you think that confidence to think that, to be a free thinker, like, where did that come from?
Well, I just think that to think freely is human. To think alike is robotic. So, I mean, we have that option. It's a choice. So, I can think like you. I can think like him. I can think like him, or I can think like me. It's a choice. But we live in a time where we're forced to think the same, and if you think outside of that, it's like, why do you think otherwise? And it's almost like you're like black sheep for thinking like yourself.
Yep.
But for me, it comes natural because I exercise that choice and I exercise it freely, and that's just who I am. I don't have to think like no one else, and I don't give a damn who thinks about what they think about what I think because it's my thought. So it's not your problem at the end of the day.
When you bring up a very good point because most people aren't trained to think that way. So were you influenced by someone growing up, or did you come into an awakening or an awareness? Some people's light just cuts on.
No, it just kind of came. It just kind of came natural. Like I've always been that kid that just never. I never followed the crowd. I could have been anything I wanted to be. I just wanted to be me.
Right.
It was just as simple as that. I didn't want to be this or that, or I didn't want it to just be who I was. And naturally, I felt better being that person. You know what I'm saying?
Now, that's tough because you're from LA. Right. Born and raised.
Yeah.
You're from LA. It's really hard
to not fall victim of being product of environment or being part of a gang or something like that, because it's naturally you're born into it. Because you can't help what street you're born on. You can't help none of that, but you you can help the choices that you make once you're able to think on your own. You know, so I chose not to, you know, indulge in certain activities just because I knew it wasn't me. Then you see what the consequences are. You know what I'm saying? You see people getting their ass beat. You see people, you know, hearing people getting killed or hearing gunshots, and you never want to be a part of that. Then you see people going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So and I experienced that firsthand. My dad was always in and out of jail, and I would go see him. So as a kid, you seeing this whole process, and you like, damn, this is jail. Like, you don't want to go there. So just through all that, you try to make the right choices, you know, without getting caught in the rapture and, you know, crossfires and everything else that comes with it. Granted, I was nowhere near perfect, but I mean, you got to learn somewhere, right?
Absolutely. Life definitely is the biggest, best classroom you can even experience.
The number one teacher.
Best teacher is life. Right. So you managed to make it through LA. What part of LA you from?
Well, like I was telling her, my grandmother, she kind of stayed all over, and then the bulk of my dad's side of the family, they stayed in Nickerson Gardens. So I would spend a lot of time with my auntie over there in the summers, and you know, most of my cousins was over there. My mom stayed off 21st and Arlington.
Okay.
Those are two bad areas. It's not. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Ain't no. Oh, this is not. It was bad. Go over here. This is bad. Mom's house. Auntie house is bad.
Over here.
My cousins is over there. So it was, you know, you gambling either way. But I mean, what other choice do you have? I mean, you're a kid. You're natural. As kids, you think free. You don't think. I mean, you know fear. So you know kind of what to stay away from because you're trained. You know, but just, you go outside, you play. You just.
Yeah, you living life.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So you made it out of those areas, and you wound up going to UNLV.
Yeah, I went there for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, what'd you major in?
It was business.
Business.
Yeah.
Great choice.
Fair. Fitting.
I mean, it wasn't.
I think so.
Hey, I mean, listen, everything happens for a reason, especially when you're aware. You realize each opportunity is a stepping stone. Some people may say, all right, well, this led me here, and I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You know, you use that opportunity to get to UNLV for it to open up other doors. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was asking, like, all right, so you made it out of this area, and then you got to college, and where did you start to pick up, you know, because you said it a little bit off camera, how you felt about.
Well, I just knew that I knew that, you know, I know college is a business, you know, so they sell success, which is it's taught. So you're being trained from in elementary. The teachers always talking about college. In junior high, they're telling you to go to college. In high school, they're telling you to go to college. So what do? You go to college because you've heard that for 12 years, right? So it's programming, and it's repetitive, so that you know that this is where you need to go. Because ultimately, they feel like that's the end goal, but it's not. It's not the end goal. It's no like that's not a thing. If you want it for business, now if you're a doctor, lawyer, you want to be an architect, those things you need licenses and certs and stuff like that. That's set up for you, so that's fine. But if you're naturally an entrepreneur and going to school for business it's not going to suit you because you're listening to a guy who never opened or had a business. So a professor is telling you he never owned a business in his life. He's telling you how to own a business, or how is that even possible? You can't tell me how to be rich if you've never been rich. I'm not going to listen to you. So,
yeah, how's that adding up?
How does this make sense? Why are you teaching us? What are you teaching us? It's just curriculum. Tell me in life where you can pick up a damn book and it says, "Oh, the answer's right there." So when you arguing with her, this is the answer. This is what you need to say to her. Or when this comes up, or when you're scaling the business, oh, let me open the life book. Okay, this is step. Oh, there you go. So this is the price for that. It don't work like that.
So how did you pivot? Like you're in college and you're like realizing all of this. So what was the next move after that? Just drop out?
Yeah.
And then what?
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right though.
Then you figure shit out.
But what does that mean? What did that look like for you? Because
Yeah, how's
like
that
that real
transition?
shit sets in at that
Dropping
point.
out figuring, well, the real shit was already set in.
Right.
How much broker can you be?
Fair.
So
I mean, I just say broker as a word, but
Right.
I mean,
How much more broke can you be? Right.
How much more broke can you be?
Right.
As a broke college student.
So
I'm already eating, bullshit. So, like, how much more can it? Like, how worse can it get at this point? I fall face flat. Okay.
So was this your freshman year, or sophomore year, junior year? What year was this for you?
I was a transfer from JayZ, so it was probably like I guess you could say junior. I don't know.
So yeah, whatever. Yeah. So
whatever
third year
the
college.
is, whatever.
Third year college. You was like, I'm done with this shit.
It didn't stimulate me. It didn't stimulate me. Things did. Like things.
What are those things? If you don't mind us talking
It's
about.
life. It's the challenges, how looking at things, the way they're created, the way they work, the way the kinetics of things. And I look at things, and even though I see them all the time, I always look at how they operate. Clock, everything. I've always been like that. So I'm more of like an intricate thinker. I see shapes. I see things like that. So that's what interests me. So even when I would look at books, I would look at the words, but the way the words were formatted. And I thought different. Like I just thought different. I would fold the pages and create things. I wasn't there mentally. I was never there. That wasn't my dimension. So that's why it was so foreign to me.
Nice. Speaking some shit right now, boy. Speaking some shit.
So
Go
that
ahead.
puts me in the thought, right? Because I think about, and again, I think when I make that comment like it was a good choice, I kind of think in some ways the good choice was it gave you an opportunity to see that wasn't for you, right? Because I don't know how much we truly know what is or isn't for us until we somewhat experience it. Because I know I went to school for 3 classes. I didn't even enroll in college. I dropped out as a freshman. It was 3 business classes, and I could see what you mean. There was a lot of stuff in that class, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to have to learn on my own, because that would seem like the only way. They were like, well, when you own your own business, you'll then learn. And I was like, oh, shit, it's time for me to go learn then, because this isn't what's doing it. But
it's pushed on you. I mean,
right.
you think about it, we're programmed beings, and it starts way before the school. It starts. Our parents are programmed. Their parents programmed him. Academia programmed them, and programmed them, and programmed them. So we're programmed to believe in certain shit that it's not facts. We don't question it, but everything deserves to be questioned, because why not?
Right.
Like why? But we get in trouble when we ask why. We get whooped. We get punished. We can't go outside because you don't question it. Right? So now that type of attitude or that type of treatment goes from the home to the school. So we no longer question authority. So we have to take in everything that's being taught to us. We question nothing. None of us do. So we believe a bunch of bullshit, right? And so now you have a bunch of human beings walking around that indulge and believe in fictitious bullshit things that they've never questioned, because the why has been beaten out of some of us or scared out of us. So we walk around really truly in fear to question anything. We just kind of take it for what it's worth and think, okay, must be right. Everyone else believes it. But no, we've been programmed.
Man, that's deep. So we decided to drop out of college. And I don't even know if you necessarily want to use the word dropout. Like I hate when
left college.
I just stopped going.
Right.
I just stopped funding the business.
Right. You decided to go out and become your own brand. So where did that start? Like so.
It started with insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, it started with insurance. I was one of my guys at the time. His pops was like a district manager for farmers, and he was going back and forth, and he showed me like a folio, which was at the time, that's how agents get paid. And I seen 60,000, and at the time I'm like, yo, that's crazy. You made 60,000 last year. He was like, nah, he made that last month. I said, huh? He said, yeah, he made that last month. Look, it was March 1st to 31st. This is what the folio was, and he explained to me what the whole residual thing was and how it worked. I was like, yo, can you teach me? He said, you want to learn? I said, yeah. So started from there, went and got my license, and killed. At the time, I didn't even have a car, right? So, and you had to dress up or whatever. And I'm thinking what I had on was fly or whatever. You know, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But I'm walking to work every day. I'm walking blocks to work every day to learn and to, you know, get this thing going that, you know, I wanted to do. But it was all, I think this was all when the journey started. Because I'm walking, you know, and I'm calling people every day. You know, and even then, you know, so I'm gonna call 100 people a day. And it wasn't for me at the time. I was working under another agent, but I was still learning the game. You know, then I would go door to door. And I don't know if y'all know, but it's dangerous going door to door, especially now. You know, being an African American male, I don't know what to expect. But I didn't give a fuck because I wanted to sell.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn how to sell. I wanted to know, so I would go door to door, and it was ineffective. You know, I passed my business card out, and so on and so forth. And then from there, got my license and just started to get into my own agency, and then I got offers at my house. It's full of awards and all kinds of stuff from farmers. Like I probably got over, I would say about 16, like different awards and trophies just from insurance.
Farmers, yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Accolades. It's dope.
Yeah. And,
So-
and what's crazy is that at one point I thought about throwing that shit away. But I ain't doing it.
No, I wouldn't either. I get the idea of throwing it away though, because like shit
Yeah,
doesn't
but
mean anything, but it has sentimental value though.
Yeah, it was.
It's that moment
Yeah.
where you realize somebody made $60K in 1 month,
Yeah.
and you was determined
It's a part of the story.
to walk,
That's your journey.
to learn. Yeah, those awards mean that. It's not, because trust me, like that's my biggest thing. I made a company $3 million, right? And I'm director is like, yo, that's great. You know, I'm like, nah, it ain't really great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made somebody else $3 million. I didn't make me $3 million. You just basically profited off of my personality in my face. And I mean, Grant, don't get me wrong. Like I took a percentage of that home, but it wasn't $3 million. So when you tell your story, like that's something that the audience needs to see and hear and feel, because it's at that moment where you realize there's a system in place that you can profit from, but that's also profiting off of you. You got to figure out which one makes more sense if you're gonna ride that path.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, with insurance, is a predominantly, you know, it's a white industry, and it's predominantly about 55 to 60, well, 45 to 60 year olds. So you really don't see too many young African American men, you know, doing it. And once I heard that, I really got interested. And granted, it was never my passion, but it was something I knew that I was gonna kill at because I was killing it already, and you know, and I was doing it, you know, just really full on doing it 100%, and I did really good at it. You know what I'm saying? So, and as far as I didn't get rid of my accolades because it's proof.
Always.
It's proof. Yeah,
Numbers
so,
don't lie.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons. Like, I keep.
That's dope as hell.
So we leave
Super
insurance, or do you still hold your licenses and then?
No, I work too hard for them. So I mean, granted, I, you know, do my continuing education every 3 years and renew it. But I'm keeping every license I got because
Smart man.
Smart.
I mean,
Work for it.
I work for them. I mean, you gotta do a lot. You gotta, and them books, man, you gotta memorize that stuff. I don't want to memorize that again. Nah. So I mean, I still keep them. I'm not, you know, too prideful to I'm letting everything go. Nah, I'm keeping them. You never know. Insurance is changing the industry. You never know. It might be something there. I might be like, okay, that's interesting. That's a soft spot.
Yeah.
Let me dabble there.
But yeah, that's also not putting your eggs in one basket too.
I
It's
never
like
do that.
you technically diversifying your own portfolio.
Yeah, right,
You know what I'm saying? Your brand portfolio.
I'm
So-
more so put a half of an egg in baskets, and then sometimes that half be too much.
Let me
take
take
that
that
out.
back
back.
in.
Put a little bit of an
Get that,
egg
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Let me keep this under my hand. Let me just figure this out.
But you and Henry got something in common, you know.
Yeah, Henry did insurance.
Henry's he got his own business in
Yeah, I'm
insurance.
still
so
in it a little bit.
Well,
I
I
don't show
think
up too often.
You
but
should never.
yeah.
But you own the business though, so
Right.
you should never get rid of insurance. That's a conversation for another day. That most people of color should be having more talks about. You know what I'm saying? Like the insurance business. But it's neither here nor there on this episode. So you start this insurance, you go through this insurance business, and then that transitions you into what?
That transitioned to me into once I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to be bigger. So in the sense of like, with insurance, you're captive. You can only be as big as your, your district allows you or your state. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
And at
right.
this time, the insurance game was totally different because it was so many. It was so many in one state. And Vegas is really small. You know what I'm saying? So, you can only grow so much. I wanted to be bigger, and the only way is to be bigger is to do something bigger. So insurance wasn't it for me, just because. Not to say insurance, no, it's all love, respect. It's a lot of insurance makes a lot of money, but I just wanted to do something else, and I'm a creative, so I wanted to dabble more in that. And that's when, boom, I started, which was my first company. Was called Famous Nobodies.
Oh yeah, we know about that. That's still up and going, right?
Nah.
No. I feel like I just seen somebody wearing some
No,
famous.
you probably seen the name. Someone used to use the name, which is Lala
Christian Vasquez.
Yeah.
So
Did you sell a name?
Nah, it was mine first.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So somebody still using the name? Or?
Yeah, he's still using the name.
That's what I'm saying. Did you sell it?
No. Well, see, at the time, I had the spelling of his is totally different from the spelling of mine. Mine was spelled PHAM, but he came after.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So
Good
at
story,
the
yeah.
time, I had a trademark pending on there, but I mean, I just let it go. And then plus, to me, I was turned off by it because when you see somebody going full, when I see something already exist, I don't touch it. So when I see that, he's seen that I existed, he maybe did, maybe didn't, but I don't want to have the same name or as nobody. It just doesn't make. Even though mine was spelled different, it just didn't make any sense to me.
Let me interject. As a creator, you can agree or disagree. I feel like I know why you felt that way. As a creator, you feel like, all right, cool. You want to eat off this idea.
I can come up with.
I can come up with something else.
Yeah.
You always that's godlike. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can have that shit.
Yeah,
I got so much more in my bag.
Yeah, it wasn't something that I just was.
I'm with you.
It wasn't. I mean, you have to love something enough to throw it away. Especially in the business that we're in business in general. I have to love this business enough to sell it. I have to love this business enough to throw it away. I have to love this business enough to walk away from it.
Because I can create something new.
I can create something new.
Something brand new.
Now,
I've been there before.
You can be a one-hit wonder. And don't get me wrong, one-hit wonders become millionaires all day.
Oh, easy.
You know what I'm saying? But to know you're not a one-hit wonder, you can love it enough. I love it. I have fun with it, but I'm not attached to it. I'm never attached emotionally to any of my products, any of my business, or anything, because I know that it's a phase. It's gonna come in, it's gonna go. It comes, it goes. It comes, it goes. We might meet again. That concept, I might meet it again, but for now, I'm wanting something else. That was cool. I had a lot of success with it, but what's my next thing?
So what was the next big thing that came?
Our next big thing was I met my business partner and best friend Al.
Dope.
Al Madden.
Yeah.
Shout out to Al Madden from Detroit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Detroit. I love Detroit. I love that city. My shout out.
I met him, bro. We were rocking. Like as soon as we met, we was like a machine together, just rocking. Boom, boom. We started a backpack company called Amor Vida. Now Al already had a brand that I heard about. I just didn't know he was the owner. It was called TGIF. Thank God I'm fresh. You know what I'm saying? So they had a thing. Boom, everybody was wearing their stuff. Nelly, Ludacris, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So everything was popping, but I didn't know he was the owner. So when I met him, we was chopping it up, and I was like, "Yo, you heard this brand right here?" He's like, "Bro, that's mine." I'm like, "Oh shit, bro!" And we just whoop, and then we was cool for like a year, and then I was like, "Yo, bro, I got this idea about these backpacks." Boom, boom, and then he's like, "Oh, let's see them. Let's put it together." And then we put the play together, and then boom, got the backpack company rolling called Amor Vida. It means love life in Italian.
Okay.
So we had bags, we had luggage, and then with Amor Vida, that's the first time I really not put it to use, but I created a bag. So I took the military bag that they had, right? Because I seen a niche there. So with the normal luxury high-end bags are small, can't fit too much in them. So I seen the military bag, and I took the military bag and I made it into a luxury bag. So the bags that we were selling were bigger, they were deeper, so you can put more stuff in there. They were still the same size, so you can fit into a cabin, but you could fit so much stuff in them. Even till this day, we still have that design bag, and it's still useful, and it's probably probably the most convenient bag that I have. I took the military bag, made it a little bit smaller, made it deeper, added ostrich, and just made that bag better from a urban standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then we pushed that, and then from there we got into tech, and then we got Skywalkers USA. Y'all heard Skywalkers USA?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was us.
Damn.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the retired
You made me famous.
retired drug dealer.
That came after that came after Skywalkers USA. But
Excuse me.
yeah, what about it?
I mean, look, all publicity is good publicity. So that made Forbes. Got to talk about that.
It's crazy because, I mean, I feel like the tech company should have put us in Forbes. That shit was huge.
Absolutely. I mean, tech in general, like tech
Yeah,
is
it's-
where it's at.
so-
Go ahead and take care of that. Excuse me.
I mean, but with the retired drug dealer, it was an elephant. It was something that it's like, really? Are you serious? Dude, when we used to wear that, people used to look at us in fucking disgust. Like older,
Yeah,
like
you got to talk about that experience,
men,
bro.
they used to look at us like in disgust. Like, are you serious? Lady told me, are you serious? In the store.
Hey,
Yo,
that's just wild.
it
man.
was crazy. And was crazy, like, I'm big on manifestation in the universe, bro.
Yeah.
I literally, man, I don't press for nothing, bro. I pray on it, and I give it to the universe and allow it to, you know, take a form of itself. And I get in the backseat, and I'm sitting in the backseat like, watch this shit. Watch this, it's gonna be big. And I know it, I feel it. So, with the retired drug dealer thing, going in Dre's, right? It was a big night. I think like Halloween night or something like that. Al's birthday is in October 30th, so I think we was going in there, meeting up with Floyd and them, something like that. And it was a dude.
Talking about Floyd Mayweather, by the way.
It was a dude that
Shout out to the money team.
it was a dude gambling, and I looked at his hat, and the line wasn't moving at all, so I stared at his hat for like 10 minutes. I just stared at it.
What the hat say?
It was a veteran hat, wasn't it? Yeah. One of the old vintage veteran hats.
hat.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started smiling. Then Al got there late, and I'm in the club. I'm like, yo, I got this crazy ass idea.
Right.
He like, what? Like, you know,
Music
I'm
loud,
always,
yeah.
he like, bro, like, come on, Wayne. I'm like, no, I got this crazy ass, I'm yelling in this, I got this crazy ass idea. I'm telling you, this shit's gonna be dope. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make it tomorrow. I'm gonna make that shit tomorrow. And I made it. I made that shit in 5 minutes because I seen it. I seen it already. And I showed him, and I was like, yo, this is it right here. He was like, you think so? I'm like, bro, this shit gonna go crazy. So people gonna hate this shit too. 'Cause I took the military banner
Yeah, retired veteran.
and I put retired drug dealer on
Yep.
it. It made sense. I said, you know who this had to be perfect on? He's like, who? I said, Jay. I said, JayZ. I said, yeah. So we got a digital copy. You know, we did digital renderings, and we found a picture of Jay on the jet, and we put it on Jay. I said, dude, these are the people I want in this hat. And then Jay, Rick Ross was second, Yo Gotti, Meek. Meek has literally supported all of our products. I met Meek one time when we had Skywalkers, but he don't even know, like, he's literally had each one of our products. He supported all of them just on some organic shit, you know what I'm saying? But I told him, I was like, bro, this shit's gonna be big. And we was rolling at first, and then we posted a picture of Jay, like, you know, the
rendering.
the
Yeah.
Photoshop picture of Jay, and people was in our comments like, man, this shit fake. I know this is the original picture, like posting it up. We like, damn, we got backlash from
Right.
it. Then, you know, Ball Alert picked it up and they posted it, and people like, oh, y'all promote this shit and this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. But they're looking at retired drug dealer, right?
Yeah.
They're not seeing the actual meaning behind it. You're not doing it anymore.
Right.
Yeah, you moved on.
You've moved on.
Yeah, especially on Jay. It's like, yeah,
You-
I mean, on anybody, you could have retired at 22 for all they know, right?
You've moved on. That's the meaning behind it, But they just like it's surface based, so they only see retired drug dealer. This,
Of course.
this, and the other.
Right.
So I'm like,
It's that
all
sheep
right,
mentality we was talking about earlier.
right. So we go to the gym, and this is months after. We getting a lot of sales on the hat. They moving, starting to pick up. We go to the gym, and come home. I'm about to get in the shower. Al hit me like, yo. My boy Jay had the hat on. I'm like, bro, quit playing with me, man. I hung up in his
Right.
face. I'm like, let me get a shower.
You tripping.
He's like, bro, Jay had the hat on. I'm like, bye, man. Hung up. Call me back. So he sent the text. And I looked at the text. I'm like, oh, shit.
He really
Yo!
wearing the hat.
He got the
That's
hat on.
crazy.
Right.
It went viral.
JayZ.
JayZ
Power the
seen
lie.
in the retired drug dealer hat, and at the time he's like laughing, looking at something, and just like, I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
this is great. It didn't.
That ain't Photoshop.
It's on. It's on CNBC. It's on TMZ. It's on the TV. It's everywhere. I'm like, yo, it's going crazy. We looking at the phone cells, just phone just rattling, going off. I'm like,
Like it was just earlier.
yo, yeah, but just imagine that.
Yeah,
but
but yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So it just started. That product just like it
Yeah.
just
That shit was
it
dope.
just took off. Like and we just start riding away. Like we just on this shit now. This taking us
Yeah.
New York. We getting interviews. We having we did agenda in NY.
Project Agenda, yeah.
We had our booth was popping.
Wait, that was 20. Was that 2012?
No,
that was
like
before.
2017. It was still kind of new. Retired drug dealer it's only been a couple years.
No, I'm tripping, bro. Yeah, you right. Yeah,
Yeah,
damn.
because it
you
was
said agenda again, because I
it
was just trying to
around,
put the timeline on.
around T Grizzly first drop, first day out, because he came to the booth.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
bugging, bro.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about the last time I was at agenda.
Yeah, it was still. I mean, it's been a couple years, but it was still. I mean, it's still new.
Like 5 years is new. Big
Yeah,
time.
5 years is new, bro. That's I don't know why.
It's been. Well,
I feel like it's been around for. I just felt like it because I saw it. Obviously, before meeting you, and when when you told me you did it, I'm like, yo, that's wild.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing Al's name, because I used to be in Detroit all the time, and I was hearing Al's name, you know what I'm saying, ringing bells and shit. So like, literally, I'm like, yo, oh, that's your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw that shit.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was so long ago. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes my mind.
Yeah, it's been within the past 3 to 4 years.
That shit was epic.
Yeah.
Power of viral though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like the viral content of the world. Like I mean, it's like, again, like you say, Skywalker USA. Like thinking about it from a business platform. You're like, yo, this is the winner. This is the one the world should see. But it's kind of like, that's not what I guess the media world finds as popular, right? If JayZ was Skywalker USA, then that would have changed that too. But once that happened, so you find success from that. You got JayZ in your hat. Now you're a brand with an expectation, right? Now, how did you follow up? Like,
That was easy. I mean, you got. I mean, you. I'm in tune. I'm tapped in. That shit easy. That the follow up that was nothing. I mean, I was just doing what I'm doing already. So we already knew what to do. We already knew what the plan was. That's just one thing. That's dope to everyone else. That's cool to us or something. That's cool. But watch this shit.
And did you take it beyond hats?
Yeah, we kept producing that. The hats is just I mean, all brands sell hats.
Facts.
Of course.
Right.
All brands have it. Hats. It's normal. It's the typical normal thing. That just was one of our products.
Understood.
That was just one product. Granted, we had to do more because it was more popping. So we had to drop the bombers. We had to do beanies. We had to do because we had
that shit was
store.
everywhere.
We had store counts. You know what I'm saying? We had to do hoodies. We had to do everything. You know what I'm saying? After a while, to me, it was like, oh, I'm so tired of seeing this shit because it's. I know I can. It's more to us than that. You know, it's you know it was more to us. And no disrespect, I love my stuff. You know, but there's more. You know,
you feel like you contribute more to the game, but just
no,
that.
it wasn't just.
It wasn't
more,
a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, it wasn't like I know I could contribute more to the game. It was just more.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's more. It's more than that. You know, it's just okay. I get it.
Right.
Time to move on.
And, you know, even at the the trade shows, the stuff we was wearing was the stuff we hadn't even dropped yet.
Right.
They wanted what was on us.
Yeah.
The store's like,
They're like, hold
nah,
on, man, what's that?
What's this?
Yeah.
This y'all's too? Yeah.
Let me get that.
I need 30 of them. No,
Right.
Give me 150. Can we get them in? It's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy for a follow up. I mean, I'm a natural. None of this shit is forced. It's just it's easy for it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it wasn't even about the follow up. It's just we had to milk that shit. We had to push that shit all the way out. You know what I'm saying? And we got in stores and started building relationships, and then the rest is history. So now we got the stores. We know how to work the store accounts. You know what I'm saying? We know we have relationships with these owners and stuff like that. That's the most important. Because now, once you got a relationship with them, the products that you dropping, you can say, yo, you can personally email them like, yo, you don't gotta do a trade shows. In a trade show, you really just kind of like a party, but it's kind of like, yo, this is what we got. Okay, boom. They do the PO. It's to them. Now your stuff is automatically in store. It's just automatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Make
Man,
it
that's
make
a
it
good
way more
push.
easy.
That's a great push.
So, we gotta ask you, man. Like, you stay creating. What's on the radar for you? What you got planned? What's up your sleeve now?
Right now is for me. It's more like it's like a cruise control kind of. Not really too much of cruise control, but to figure out where to next. Because it's like it's kind of hard to explain, but you never like when you think so much, and it's like I can be more than this now.
Right. I know what
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So now it's like now I gotta tap in there. I gotta get myself into that next dimension. I'm here, but like you don't want to me. I don't like to overstay my welcome nowhere. So it's like, okay, I want to be there now.
So you moving in different directions, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool. I did this over here with the tech. I did the clothing.
Yeah, it's like now. It's
As
like,
a creator, you trying to figure out how to move in different facets. So you're in the observation mode, right?
Right, but it's I mean, I'm such an open person when it comes to like life in the world. So I'm inspired by everything. Sometimes too inspired by everything because I absorb things. You know what I'm saying? And dissect them in a different way, more of like an intricate way. So it can be overwhelming at times because my thought process is like, so I'm shooting on all cylinders. So sometimes I got to sit back and just kind of say, okay, this is where I want to go. And then at times I get bored of that. I just don't want to do it no more. And that's just what it will be. Like, all right, I'm done. I'm not doing it no more. I don't want to do it. I want to do something else.
And during that time, you guys what? Creators Club? Is that?
Yeah, we still the Creators Club.
Right.
This is to me and Al. It's like, that's our marketing company.
Okay.
Yeah, the Creators Club.
And that's pushing in its own direction. So marketing. So you actually do marketing for other brands, or your marketing company?
Absolutely. We've worked with some other people, a lot of other people,
Right.
and helped them get their product out and even full on design collections and seasons, and their shit was booming too. So yeah.
Because that's one of the keys to success. They always say you can't have success without successors. So it sounds like when you do find success in something, then you're able to almost like create a business to teach others how to be able to generate that same platform. And when you're able to do that, they lie to us and say those that can't teach. But in reality, in a lot of ways, those that can are able to teach because they can project the flaws or the fixes on to try to make things work. So for you guys, now that you guys are doing it on the marketing side, you're helping others build their brands. When you say this lane and you're looking for something next, what is that next?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's something that you don't know. It just kind of comes to you. Like, it's something that it just shows up.
So the next is coming is kind of what you're saying.
It's just like, okay, this is what it is. And then it's like, all right, bet. Or my business partner say, what you think about this? We do a lot of surface-based stuff like normal stuff, stocks and
Right.
crypto, and a lot of stuff that if it generates money, we gonna generate the shit. Like if it's there, we gonna get it. But at the same time, we're both creators, so it's just kind of like we just throw ideas off each other. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Boom, 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 boom. We just kind of go from there, and then that's what it is.
So I gotta ask you this though, like this is geared toward our audience because there's somebody out there that thinks and feels the same way you do, right? But doesn't know how to articulate it the way you've done in this interview, right? What type of advice do you have that you can give to the audience on how to get in this space that you're in?
Well,
and materialize these ideas.
There's no right or wrong way. It's just your way.
Nice.
And once people start to understand that way of thinking, they'll stop waiting around. You know what I'm saying? They'll stop waiting for the perfect time. They'll stop worrying about if their product is good or not. Just do it your way. There's no right way. You can't do it my way because my way worked for me. Your way is going to work for you. You might be in a total different generation, requires different style and different way of marketing, a different way of talking, a different way of promotion. So you got to do it your way. You can look at and see, okay, he's consistent and he stays inspired. So you take what you take from me and you add it to your own, but keep it your way. Because your way you're going to be more comfortable doing, and that's your way. You can tweak your way. You can't tweak my way.
What's for you is for you, and
what's
for me is for me.
me is for me, and what's for you is for you. So do it how you gonna do it, but do it to the fullest. Like, people gonna hate on you, they're gonna hate on you. Let them. If people gonna think what they're gonna think, let them. The only people that matters is your customer base, your consumers. I never liked Trinidad James. Do you think he give a fuck?
Nope. Not
He
one
still
ounce.
got gold all on his chain.
Right. He still had a
Eating.
hit record.
He eating. Yeah, he eating.
So why does it matter? How many things you don't like? She don't like. Do you think those things that know that you don't like them give a fuck? That no. I don't order that in the restaurant, but the restaurant don't give a fuck. That shit sells.
So you get what you get.
You
and
get what
this
you
shit
get.
gonna keep
You
selling.
do this shit your way,
Yeah.
and that shit gonna keep selling. It's gonna be on the menu next time you come back. Obviously, it works.
That's hilarious. I was in STK last night and I watched 3 women try to give their steaks back. And they was like, oh yeah, we don't refund no steaks, bro.
Right.
You ordered it, you don't like the way it tastes, we apologize for that.
Yeah,
However,
we still selling the steak.
what else would you like as a
Right.
substitute? But
Some
it's-
people don't like.
Right.
I go to STK, bro, and I'll order the fucking donuts. I think they got the best tasting donuts.
Right.
Some people don't even know they got donuts, but I do.
Yeah, you ordering what's for you.
And I'm ordering what's for me. I don't care. I tell them bring my donuts out first.
Yep.
People look, it's my fucking stomach.
Yep.
Right.
I want to fry it a certain way. I want the batter a certain way.
So it's
Real shit.
it's really about doing things, your way.
That's right.
And if it works for you, allow it to work for you and focus on what's working. Focus on, pay attention to your clientele base. Learn how to scale your business the right way and push. Just keep pushing and stay in tune. Like, never get too old. Like, never grow up spiritually and from a soul standpoint, because your soul never ages. It lives forever. So you never grow up. And I don't mean it from a mature standpoint, but even if that being immature works for you, then it works for you. But
See?
never fully grow up. In the Bible, it says remain childlike. Not from a mental standpoint, but always learning and getting. What do kids do? They fall and they get up. They're curious about everything they question everything. Always remain like that, because you will always get answers and you'll always be able to grow.
I love
Once you tell yourself I know everything, you're fucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, life is a big lesson anyway. You constantly learning. But check it. I'm learning that my drink is empty. So usually when Beam's drink's empty, he's going to get that second round. We could talk to you all night. We might have to do a part 2. We might have to access the plug on one of your new concepts that you create. But what we want our audience to know is how to find you and how to find your business partner and whatever other ventures that you got going on.
My Instagram is @TheCreator, so it's spelled TheCr38tor. My business partner's name is Al Madden. It's @AlMadden, AlMaddin. 38 in my name is special, so y'all look up what 38 means. That even has a meaning behind it.
Okay.
Man, I'm just waiting on that fresh, that friends with money when it comes back. See, I'm late, unfortunately. Like, I will say this. Like, Wayne has reached out to me a couple times when he had some stuff, and he gave me the exclusive, right? We kind of miscommunicated in the text. I'm kind of like, okay, bro, I'm in.
So, and they gone.
I
got the Friends with Money hats right now, and those are we can't even keep those in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the Friends with Money has like the Bass Pro Shop concept.
Yeah.
But instead it say Friends with Money.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Run me that.
Yeah.
Run
I
me
slid
that.
my money to him in the club the other
Yeah,
night.
he did.
I just said,
He
hey,
did.
bro.
Hey, I was like, I was damn like a drug dealer. I'm like, bro, you might have to wait.
Yeah,
Cause
hold
it
up
just-
on that.
He was like, yeah.
Here you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Here you go, player.
Yeah,
I was
Slid
like,
you
man,
the-
I
yeah.
missed out on the
Yeah.
Cash App and the Apple Pay,
Yeah.
bro. He go to
We
Cash
can't
App.
we can't show it with
Yeah.
that. We might rumble for that
Right.
for that joint.
The Friends with Money
Yeah,
is
man.
a new thing. But again, with the Friends with Money concept, it literally means friends with money. So it's more of a spiritual aspect of it. So not actually being surrounded with friends with money, but being friends with the object of money.
Okay. I
So
see
that
what
you're
you
You got
able-
deep.
Yeah, so
I got a couple buddies in my pocket right
yeah,
now.
so that you're able to attain more in abundance.
Real shit.
Because that's something that we're taught, that money is a forbidden fruit. Almost
Yeah.
like it's the root of all evil. Money isn't everything. But you name me something that you try to do. You can't do anything without it.
Money, it's a
Yeah.
tool.
So
it's a resource.
be friends with money. Be comfortable with the aspect of money, the thought of it. You know what I'm
Quit
saying?
playing, Wayne.
That's friends with money.
Listen, don't.
Deep.
Hey, now you got to pay. Now you got to pay.
Right.
We done kept Wayne on the couch for too long. We know it's time is money.
Right.
Time is money for all of us, though. But this has been, a great episode of.
Thank y'all for having me too.
Love,
Henry
man.
been trying to get me on here for some
Yeah,
months.
I'm glad you gave in, man, and
Yeah.
came and sat and dropped bombs on us, man. Like, that's what the audience need to hear and see. Like, it's easy to go get a job. It's easy to punch the clock, but it's hard to accept God-given talent and ability to be a creator. So to have the creator on the show, the creator on the show.
I
And,
mean,
and
we're all creators.
oh, yeah, 100%.
You guys are creators.
But you beat us to the IG handle, so we're gonna give you.
We
your
gonna give
keys.
you the-
We gonna give you your flowers, but yeah, man, I gotta get to the bar, get my second round.
We have to get our aesthetic water.
Yeah, get your aesthetic water. Wayne, man, let us pull up on you for Access the Plug, man. That's our
Yeah.
segmented show where we go out in the field and cook with the cookers. So
Okay.
yeah, man. This has been another episode of Plug the Show. We'll tune in next week.
I am the plug. I am the plug.